are you the point person on this, or
I'm just
one of
the one of the landowners who's willing to come and tell my story. And
where's your property?
It's in Lamar County. It's the nearest big town is Paris. I live in a little town called Direct.
In the press release, it's likening this to the Trans-Texas corridor and your personal experience. What happened to you?
Well, the story is, you know, I'm the farm manager for our family farm, a farm my grandfather bought in 1948. We, you know, grow soybeans and wheat and, you know, corn, just kind of your normal stuff. And there's other pipelines in the county, but when they came to ask Dad years ago, can we come across, he's like, you know, can't you find another way? And they always did. Well, TransCanada shows up 2008, 2007, 2008, and they said, we can't. We have to come across your place. So, you know, fast forward 2 or 3 years, every 6 months they'd send another lease. You know, will you guys sign this lease? We've upped it from 7,000 to 10,000. My dad just kind of pushed back on it. Well, I moved to the farm about 1.5 years ago as a farm manager and started looking at these things. And when you do a little bit of research, this is not your everyday crude oil. This is not just a regular pipeline. And I don't want this thing on my property. To get to my land, they're going to have to horizontally drill under Bodart Creek, which is my water source. I have water rights to that creek. You know, one contamination in that creek and I lose the water to irrigate my entire farm. We also have a farm that's well known for being laden with Caddo Indian artifacts. You know, I want to make sure that there's no remains that are disrupted in these trenches. So, you know, as we move forward, I just didn't like the way we're being treated. So, you know, like others here, went to Washington, protested, got arrested, went back, you know, ring the White House 2 times. What happened was, I knew all along at some point they'd throw down the eminent domain hard because they called themselves a common carrier by checking that box. That's one of the rights you get. So the first time eminent domain word was used was in a letter we got August the 26th, I think. And then they just kind of went radio silent. And on October the 11th, we were served with papers that said, on August the 31st, your land was condemned, the judge allowed it to be condemned, and the only involvement you can have now is sitting in while they decide how much you get paid. I didn't like that. I mean, that's how behind closed doors condemnations are. I haven't even had a chance to sit in front of a judge. Although, I'll tell you something. We had some dialogue in the last couple of weeks between my attorney and TransCanada's attorney saying, okay, let's at least sit down and talk outside the court setting. So we asked for a standstill agreement, meaning nothing will happen while we're talking. And TransCanada's attorney said we will not agree to any standstill language that prohibits us from starting construction before March the 1st. People are using a power they really don't have. They're misusing their power. And, I mean, 2 hours ago, my attorney filed a temporary restraining order against TransCanada in Lamar County. That's how serious
Why don't
we
you
are.
want it on your property?
Well, what Texan wants to give up their land to a foreign company anyway? Be told they have to. I have concerns about their ability to contain this stuff. I mean, look at the leaks they had on the sister pipeline. This is, every day is a new day for them. They, you know, you're pumping something that's horribly corrosive, and they're talking about now pushing it through old pipelines. You know, I don't want it because I don't want anybody telling me what to do with my land. That's it.